All right, everybody, good late morning. We've got another college football recommended watch guide coming up here. And this week it starts early. We've got a game on Thursday and we've got a game on Friday as well if you have the proper networks. So this is week 12. We're getting right down to the end here. Obviously, once you get into bowl season and conference championship season, most of the teams are not playing or they're playing one game, right? Maybe two, at most three. So at that point, you're kind of just done with it. So there's only a couple weeks of this left, so cherish it. Anyway, tomorrow at 4 p.m. on ESPN, so Thursday, Boston College playing Pittsburgh. They've got my not my top right guard in this draft, not quite there yet, but he's one of my top right guards, and he's making waves. He's pushing his way up this way. Christian Mahogany playing Pittsburgh. Always fun to watch him. He's a road grader in run blocking. Kind of one dimensional, but as a right guard, you can get away with it. That's it for Thursday. Friday, it's a late game, and it's on Fox Sports 1, which is not a major network. But if you get it, it's the only thing on Friday night anyway, probably 7:30 p.m. Colorado and the always fun and interesting Shedeur Sanders versus Washington State and the always interesting Cam Ward. Now, again, Shedeur Sanders not going to come out for the draft this year. I'm sure of that. He's already said it. It would be very weird if he changed his mind. There's no reason for him to. But Cam Ward remains a very interesting player to watch. You could also throw in Jaden Hicks at safety, but he's another guy who honestly probably won't declare. But that's the only thing going on Friday, so you can watch it. Watch it. That gets us to Saturday, the 18th. 9 a.m., we got a nice little doubleheader here. It starts with Michigan taking on Maryland. Michigan, pretty much always key to watch, always important to keep an eye on. McCarthy, Zach Zinter, Chris Jenkins, Junior Colson, Rodmore. So they go up and down both sides of the ball with interesting players, and that's just the players that I'm personally watching. You have their running back, Corum, plenty of other guys to watch if you're maybe into other prospects or other positions, anything like that. And then you've got Maryland. They've got their safety, Bew Braid. It continues to be one of my favorite kind of sleeper safeties in this upcoming draft. And across from that, we have an ABC 9 a.m. game of Louisville, very good team, versus the Miami Hurricanes. And Miami's season didn't go the way they were hoping it would go necessarily, but they still have a bevy of interesting players. And honestly, we can probably get rid of Van Dyke now that I think about it, since he basically doesn't play, and he's not playing well when he does play, so let me scratch that. But I still really like Javion Cohen at left guard. He's one of my favorite left guard prospects here. And they've got guys on that defense, Leonard Taylor on the defensive line, Cameron Kinchins, and James Williams at safety. It's still a pretty good set of prospects to watch. So Miami, even though their season's gone kind of poorly, they remain a top team to watch for me. Now we get to 12:30 here p.m. 12:30 p.m. CBS. Georgia takes on Tennessee. It's starting to look like Georgia's turning it on right at the end here. They're really starting to round into a fully dominant team here. They got Bowers back, which is nice. They did lose Johnson Dumas to, I think, a broken arm or something like that. I know it's something that's going to keep him out until after the season's over, but they did get Bowers back. They still got Van Pran. I'm adding Ratledge to the watch list because he's a little too good to ignore now. And you've got Nazir Stackhouse, still got Smael Mondon Jr., still got Bullard. It's still a very good team in terms of prospect watching, even without Dumas. And of course, Tennessee has Joe Milton, who's probably in for it this week. He's probably going to get smacked around pretty viciously by that Georgia defense, but it's still interesting to watch. And when it comes to Joe Milton, I want to stress this very quickly. Don't get too caught up in the result. Look at the talent. And keep in mind that whoever we draft in this upcoming draft at quarterback, probably not starting day one. You draft Joe Milton, you sit on him for probably a year, coach him up, try to get him to the point where he can actually be an NFL quarterback. But the tools are all there. And you can probably get him late because he's not playing that well. That's kind of the point. 12:30 ESPN, we've got the North Carolina Tar Heels playing Clemson. This is, prospect-wise, maybe the game of the week. Now, one of those prospects, Drake May, is way out of our reach. He's going to be long gone by the time the Seahawks pick, I'm sure. He's probably going top 5. If he doesn't, he's going top 8, easily. But still fun to watch. You've got Bryson Nesbitt, who's coming on here a little bit as a valuable tight end. And I really do think we're going to need to draft somebody like a Bryson Nesbitt in this upcoming draft. And you've got Cedric Gray, who's really come on strongly as a interesting linebacker in this class. And then Clemson, their star-studded defense remains must-watch TV. I will admit that the Clemson defense has not exactly played up to par this year, but that doesn't change the fact that their players are very interesting. Orohoro, Tyler Davis, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Barrett Carter, Andrew Makuba. Like, that is a bunch of guys who will get drafted. And as a Seahawks fan, I would not mind if we came away with one or two of those players. So that's a very interesting game to watch, even if it's pretty obvious North Carolina should win. And Clemson obviously is not going to put a product commensurate with the level of talent they have on that defense. Then we get to the 5 p.m. window, and obviously I'll be watching the Huskies during this window. But beyond that, because they are playing Oregon State, which is a very good team that is actually kind of prospect deficient from my perspective, I got these two games here to recommend. We got a 5 p.m. one on Fox between Texas. Quinn Ewers is back, and he's bringing Jatavion Sanders, T'Vondre Sweat, and Jalen Ford with him, and they're playing Iowa State. Obviously, Ewers played last week, and he played fairly well. He played decently, but I want to see what he does now that he's had a full week back. We need to take this opportunity to really soak in what Quinn Ewers can do, because we missed him for the last several weeks. Now, I will say this. There's rumors that Ewers is staying back for 2024. So if that's the case, then obviously we can't draft him, but we do know that Schneider likes him a lot. So even if he does stay back, I think it's good to continue to watch him, just to keep in mind that wherever he ends up leaving the draft, wherever he ends up leaving college football, Schneider may still really like him. And you guys know how I feel about T'Vondre Sweat. Absolutely monstrous in the middle there. And next 5 p.m. game on ESPN2, Georgia State playing LSU. Not exactly a great game, but LSU is becoming really, really must-see TV. Jaden Daniels and the stuff he's doing, playing like Vince Young back in the day. He's like Vince Young minus 35 pounds. And then you've got Smith and Wingo on the defensive line, which, I mean, both guys have been a huge disappointment this year, if we're being honest, but we should continue to monitor them, right? Like, they could still salvage things a little bit here, but we're running out of time. All right, that's my watch schedule for the week. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys later. More videos coming later today, but that is what I recommend watching this week if you want to see the best prospects on display.